Hello everyone, we are at the Best of Our Detroit award-winning wine department here at Vincent Joe's Gourmet Market in Shelby Township for another episode of Cin Cin. We have their new wine director, Jeff Pike here. Jeff, thanks for letting us do this edition, and I understand we have some Artisan hard cider here to talk about today.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find these referenced in our latest edition of Real Food, available at all of the checkouts, complimentary with an order of $50 or more. But on page 11, you'll see a breakdown of these beverages that we have in front of us here. Not all of them, but some of them, especially focusing on some of the local varieties from Blake's in particular. So what is a cider? It is a fermented beverage, not far from wine in all actuality. So harvested apples, fermented, whether it be with natural yeast or inoculated yeast, however the maker so chooses, and just makes a wonderful beverage, a lot of times with a little bit of fizz, varying sweetness and dryness levels, and it's complementary to many types of foods, and it's enjoying a great popularity now.
So we have some here in front of us.
Yeah, we sure do.
Are we going to talk about any of them in particular?
Yeah, absolutely. We can talk about a few of them, but let's talk about maybe the Blake's product first, coming from pretty local to us here in Armada, Michigan. We have a representative here, Aaron, who would like to join us from Blake's.
What's up, gentlemen? How are we doing?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So what do you have here today in front of us?
So we got a couple of our products here. I'll kind of start with our cans. So we do 12-ounce six-pack cans. The top ones, that's orange. That's our Mango Habanero El Chavo, probably one of our best sellers. Below that's our Wake Fire, brewed with real Michigan cherries, real oranges, and that's kind of our newest year-round brand here. But in front of that, we have a number of our different brands. This guy right here is our fall seasonal, Blood Orange and Cranberry, Black Phillip.
Yes.
It's been a really hot ticket, as they know specifically. And obviously, left to right, Flannel Mouth, which is our semi-sweet, Beard Bender, which is our dry. And actually, we have a kind of a special treat down there, our El Chapo, as you can see by the shirt. It's our double mango, double habanero, tequila barrel-aged El Chavo.
Now you're talking, you hurt my interest in the tequila there.
Oh, yeah.
Flannel Mouth, that's more of the mainstream product that you guys offer. That's the only one I've heard of. What's that one all about? Just kind of basic, if you will?
So, that's kind of just your standard semi-sweet traditional hard cider. We use real Blake's apples from Blake's Orchard out in Armada, Michigan. And yeah, it's just kind of your run-of-the-mill, no sugars, no sweeteners, no concentrates. We are, true to form in that.
And that's something I know Vincent Joe's takes a lot of pride in, is carrying local products. Where exactly are you guys located?
So we're located at 34 Mile and Romeo Plank off of Armada Center. You can come find us at any of our 3 locations. We're kind of spread out around Macomb County, but that's where Blake's Hard Cider, that's where Blake Farms originated.
And you can pick up the products right here at Vincent Joe's as well.
Absolutely.
What else do we have here? As far as some of these I'm seeing of the bottles have different kind of tops on them. They have like a cork or maybe a top, more like almost like a beer cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any difference in what it tastes like because of the top, or is that just?
No, I think that's just the style of the maker, how they want to enclose their bottle. There is a lot of times a little bit of carbonation to these beverages, so having a cork, or especially with a cage on it, is good. But there's not as much sparkling nature to them as like a champagne or other sparkling wine. So the pressure isn't as great to where it's needed, but it looks kind of cool. It sounds cool. But a standard kind of beer top enclosure, if you will, or crown enclosure, works just as fine.
Just kind of for the whole entertainment aspect, for
absolutely.
show. What else do we have here of these larger bottles here in the front?
For sure. So kind of starting on the left there, we have another Michigan product coming from Black Star Farms up in Traverse City.
Okay.
Or up near Traverse City, forgive me, in the Leelanau Peninsula. Again, a local product, a fantastic product. Moving beyond that, we have a couple French renditions here, and honestly, the French have a great tradition of cider, dating back a long time, and they have different styles within that, but some very popular regions where they make these beverages, Normandy and Brittany, for sure, which we have represented here. These by Le Brun are from Brittany, all hand harvested apples, so done with a lot of care, done in just a very traditional style. The price point is very good. They're absolutely delicious. You can pair them just like you can a wine or any other type of beer or quality crafted beverage. I like pairing these actually with brunch personally. I think it's a great brunch dish, or a brunch offering. So by Le Brun, particularly the organic labeled variety. Just a great texture on the mouth, nice effervescence, and just a very clean flavor. Right next to it by Eric Bordelais. This gentleman has inherited his family's apple orchards, many different varieties of apple, of pear, all done again in a very crafted method, very intimate method, hand-picked, done with very close eyes, and again a very clean beverage. I mean, really, these are kind of done really from almost like a winemaking type perspective.
Yeah.
It's not done without care or cause. And this, actually another one here as well, another one from the Brittany area. This, actually just tasted this again earlier this week, as a matter of fact, just very rustic, very, has that barnyard type quality, if you
Authentic,
will.
kind of.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. And again, that can be the crafter's desire or not, but it's very, very rustic, and not all people like that type of style. Some do. Absolutely delicious in my
So
opinion.
would you pair all ciders with a brunch, or are there some that go more with a bigger meal like a dinner, or some that you could go with just your average sipping, eating a burger or hot dog at lunch?
All of the above. As Aaron mentioned, they have things in their lineup that are on the sweeter side of things. They have things in their lineup that are on the drier side of things, and in between, also flavors as well. All of these you see in front of you here that we offer can pair with a certain range of foods for sure. If you have maybe a spicier dish, definitely something with a little bit of sweetness. This is parallel with wine as well. A little bit of sweetness in the beverage offsets the heat in the dish very, very nicely. If you think of Thai food, Asian food, sweeter Gewürztraminers or Rieslings are classic pairings that do very, very well, balance out that heat. Beyond that, this is where you kind of have a little bit of fun. If the cider has a flavor added to it in some fashion, mango or habanero in this case, you can have fun pairing it with different styles of foods, maybe similar foods, or what you call a mirror pairing. So if you have similar flavor profiles in the dish, go with similar flavors that are in the beverage, or you can kind of do anti-pairings, if you will, maybe
Mix and
things
match
that
a
are
little bit.
maybe things that go together. Also just have some fun with it though. I think just like a wine or any other beverage, you can certainly pair it with a range of foods for sure.
I was looking through your Real Food magazine here,
Yes.
and I saw the term artisan in front of the hard cider.
Yes.
Is there a difference in artisan than there is just your ordinary hard cider that you grab off the shelf?
I think you're just getting into semantics, really. It's not a legal term by any means. I think it's more of a marketing thing.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, any beverage, whether it be wine, cider, beer, you know what? If it's done with care and intent,
Yeah.
it's an artisan beverage. It's a quality beverage. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what it is. If it's done with integrity.
And for someone who may not have ever given hard cider a try, is it comparable to a champagne? Because I know they kind of look like they're in the same type of presentation or container, but it's kind of a whole different ballgame, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to talk champagne and other sparkling wines made in the champagne method, they have actually a secondary fermentation inside the bottle with yeast that adds those bubbles. So after the original wine is fermented, put into the bottle, there is yeast added, sometimes sugar added as well, and that second adding of yeast that consumes those sugars, it emits alcohol and carbon dioxide, as we all know. But when that bottle is closed, after that yeast is put in, all that CO2 stays inside the bottle and creates that effervescence, those wonderful bubbles that we all love. In this case, there's not a secondary yeast added after initial fermentation. This is just from the initial yeast culture. So there's a little bit of bubble to it, but I certainly wouldn't compare it, especially to like a traditional champagne method, bubbly wine, so to speak.
And something everyone has in common is you're curious about the price. This, to me, looks pretty affordable too.
Absolutely, and that's another thing why I advocate ciders personally. Someone comes into the department here and says, maybe you're looking for a wine or for a beer. Sometimes they, how do you feel about cider? And some people are receptive to that, which is great because it's, again, you can pair it with many ranges of foods, and the price point is usually really good. Our 6-pack cans here of Blake's, you're talking like $9.99. For most of them, sometimes the seasonal ciders will have a slightly elevated price point, but nothing too further beyond that. And these bottles here in front of you range from $10.99, $11.99, $12.99. Nothing outrageous by any means.
Real affordable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Jeff, I think it's time that maybe we crack one of these open and give it a try. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We can bring Aaron back from Blake. Sarah, he can pop something open for us. What are you thinking?
kind of leaning toward the Black Phillip, our blood orange and cranberry, right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Seasonal, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the one.
This is the one.
So you just pour it in like a regular wine glass here?
Absolutely.
That's
Yes. Can't go wrong with cider, to be honest.
Thank you. Oops. Thank you. Thank you. So
Thank
what's
you,
this one kind of tasting like before, so I can get a little
So you're
preparation?
You're gonna get. It's gonna be obviously a little bit more dry here, but it has a tart finish,
Oh,
which
okay, good.
people really seem to enjoy, and we've had a lot of success with this fall.
A great seasonality with the blood orange and cranberry as well.
Yeah, the cranberries come from West Michigan, so we try to keep it as local as we can and support.
Well, shall we give it a try?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Chin Cin.
Cin Cin.
Chin Cin. That is very good. Real good. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to another episode of Cin Cin from the Best of Our Detroit award-winning wine department here at Vincent Joe's Gourmet Market in Shelby Township. Jeff, Aaron, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers.